Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Lore Thunder. Today, we're looking at the first entry into the series in the naval forces, the Imperial Japanese destroyer, Yugumo. The Yugumo was a minor improvement over the preceding Kagero class, with an emphasis on greater anti-air capabilities, something that became a paramount concern as the Pacific War escalated. Each ship of the class had a crew of 228 officers and enlisted men. The vessel measured in at 119.17 meters or 391 feet, with a beam of 10.8 meters or 35 feet 5 inches, and a draft of 3.7 meters or 12 foot 4. Under full load, the Yugumo weighed in at 1,560 metric tons and was powered by 2 steam turbines, giving the ship a maximum speed of 40 miles an hour or 65 kilometers an hour. The Yugumo was armed with 6 Type 3 127mm guns in 3 twin turrets. One pair fired aft, while the remaining twin turret fired forward of the superstructure. These guns had a very high degree of elevation and were intended to be capable of anti-aircraft fire, but this wasn't feasible as the guns traversed far too slowly and lacked a high-angle fire control system to be of any use in this role. Originally, the Yugumo class featured 4 Type 96 25mm AA guns, but more were added as the war went on. Every Yugumo came down with 8 610mm torpedo tubes in 2 quad traversing mounts, with a single reload for each tube. And finally, to round out the weapon system, the class mounted 2 depth charge throwers, with 36 charges each. As for the Kiyoshimo shown here, she was one of the last of the class to be laid down before the remaining order were cancelled. The Kiyoshimo was present at the Battle of Leyte Gulf during the Sibuyan Sea engagement as part of the 1st Diversion Attack Force, assisting the battleship Musashi. During the engagement, the Kiyoshimo took 1 direct hit from air attack and 5 near misses before rescuing the survivors of the Musashi after she was heavily damaged and abandoned. Kiyoshimo would later be repaired in November of '44. Her final engagement as part of the San Jose Bombardment Force saw the ship crippled by 2 direct bomb hits by US bombercraft during its approach to Mindoro in the Philippines. She was finally sunk by a torpedo from PT-223 with many casualties, 83 dead with 74 injured. The remaining crew and officers were rescued by the destroyer Asashimo. Ultimately, none of the Yugumo class survived the war, as all 19 were sunk while performing their duties. As air power became more dominant during the Pacific Campaign, the ever-growing threat of American aircraft would claim over half of the Yugumo class, with another 4 being sunk through surface combat. Another 4 were lost to submarine attack, and another 1 was lost to a mine. Of the entire series, 5 of them went down with their entire crew, all 228 lives, owing to the harsh conditions of the Pacific War and how air power, not firepower, would be the decisive factor in determining victory. In War Thunder, the Kiyoshimo is a Tier 3 premium vessel of the Yugumo class, which can be found in the tech tree. With a battle rating of 4.3 in both realistic, arcade and simulator, this destroyer relies on its speed to quickly get itself into a good firing position. The large caliber torpedoes can guarantee kills on any rival destroyer and even light and heavy cruisers, and can reload once after firing, meaning you can turn the tide for your team with careful use of these deadly weapons. The main caliber weapons have good ballistics, but suffer from only being capable of firing high explosive or high explosive DF rounds, meaning you lack the armor-piercing abilities of other destroyers. This, coupled with the slow traverse of the main guns, can result in a quick loss if you're forced to adjust your angle when flanked or need to change targets as they present themselves. The anti-air weapons, though good, struggle to take out aircraft beyond short range, forcing you to risk a deadly bombing strike from enemy players to acquire the kill. As history shows us, the Yugumo was a fast, maneuverable ship that can work well with other large vessels, providing fire support with the main armament and striking from great range with torpedoes, while allied ships move forward, pushing into the enemy formation. Thanks for joining me today everyone, and have a good week.